And we're live. Okay. Hello all. Hello world. This is day 189 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. First of all, thank you all so much for 5K subs. I will probably do something a little bit more formal for that along with day 200 when that comes up. My initial plan is I'll probably just spend that day like rewriting my NeoVim config, and it's gonna or like messing around with it just for NeoVim like 0.12 related reasons. Maybe I'll play around with like the native package manager that was included with 0.12, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's gonna be a good time. But yeah, stay tuned on that. I still need to like figure out what I actually want to do, but that seems like an initial good idea. But yeah, 5K is a lot of people. And y'all's support really does keep me going. There's a lot of days where I'm like, I said this in the Discord, but like there's a lot of days where I'm like feeling down, and then like at the end of the day I'm like I did nothing, and then I like think about stream and I'm like, wait a second, there are people that have been positively affected by what I'm doing. So yeah, bottom line, it really does keep me going, and I hope I can also keep you all going in some capacity. What's good, Izrith? Missed your idea. I was thinking about just like rewriting my NeoVim config to use the new native plugin manager on day 200. Yeah, that might be what I do. That might not be. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. What's good, Ilya? Late to the party by 189 days. I mean, there's a decent portion of that where I'm just like sitting there just like making a bad design decision, and then I'm like, wait, this is a bad design decision, and then like 2 streams later I like undo my work. But yeah, I think like you could probably like skim through it a little bit. I don't really know if it's particularly fun to rewatch everything. But yeah, anyways, onto the stream proper. Last time we continued messing around with preprocessor stuff. We got include working in some small capacity. There's like some specific directories that we decided is just too annoying to deal with for now, so we will worry about that some other time. And then we started to look at the define macro, and after a bit we decided it was just too much work for one stream, so we ended up pushing it off to today. So it is now today, and I do need to do that now. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If we have time, I'm blurry. Let's fix that. If we have time, I'll also try to, I guess, get the old parser linked up with the preprocessor in the compiler proper. Also, protein. We love protein. Okay. I need water. That tastes terrible. Let me grab my water. Yeah. Protein tastes great for like the first week, and then you have it for another week, and then it tastes terrible. Usually I've like changed protein flavors at least quick enough to offset this. This time I might have bought the same flavor a second time. It tastes terrible now. Blah. Yeah, stay hydrated as well. Water is good for you. And if you're anything like me, I don't think you get enough water, which means you should drink more water. So I did not shake this properly. Whatever. What's good, Drizzle? And Max, good to see you all. Okay. enough dilly-dallying from me. I'm so lost right now, I don't understand anything. Yeah, no worries. I can sort of like, I guess I can give like a little bit of a breakdown of what's happening. So I'm working on a compiler, which is a program that translates code from like some programming language to another programming language. So like, the one I'm working on right now translates the C programming language into x86 64 assembly, which is, I guess, some form of almost machine code. Yeah. I guess that's kind of like the big overall view of what's happening. One of the steps in that is pre-processing, where there are like certain, I guess, like instructions that you can write in the C language. So like if we look at, let's see, what test? Let's look at the pre-process test. So like, for instance, here you can write a define macro. So here you're saying that like this word 0 equals the number 0, and then you can use them interchangeably. So here, when I use 0 in the program, it turns into like an actual 0. And then there's also like an include macro, which basically tells the compiler go to this file and paste all of its contents here. So yeah, I'm implementing those two right now, pretty much. Oh, my Posh? No. I'm just using Bash, actually, which is pretty funny. Does streaming help you finish this project? 100%. I don't think I would have gotten as much work on it done if I haven't been streaming. It's just like really, I guess like part of the reason I started streaming is just as like an accountability mechanism for myself, because I know that I will not do a lot of work on it otherwise. Have you read the Dragon book? I have not. It seems really dense and it seems very heavy on parsing, which I don't care a lot about, which is really ironic because now I'm stuck working on a parser and I don't want to work on a parser anymore. Are you on WSL or are you actually on Windows? Well, one and the same. Like, I'm using WSL on Windows. My laptop runs like Linux proper, but I have a Valorant addiction, so I need Windows. So here I am. Okay. So we were trying to figure out how to parse lines properly. This was giving me a lot of trouble, I believe. Yeah, so we have either white space and a directive, which parses fine, or a body. And the body is just like an entire line. And that's giving me so much trouble. I don't really know how to handle this properly right now. Yeah, so we need to figure out a way to like preserve white space and do the replacement token by token. So my idea was an identifier as well, an identifier, and then everything else is just characters until we find an identifier. Yeah. So, yeah, this is very annoying to figure out how we want to do this. Either like until we get an identifier or we get an end line, I believe, is how we wanted to do this. Or actually, what we should do is we should not parse the end line. But actually there's not a great way to do this, because this will just keep eating up the program if we just like stop at an end line. Right? I guess no, this should be fine. I guess maybe not. Yeah, we can't do that. That's really annoying. I don't know much about compilers, but I feel like I should since I work in firmware. Not necessarily. I don't think like, I guess like, unless you're like doing stuff that specifically requires some like compilers shenanigans, I think it's perfectly fine to not really know a lot about what's happening. Or like at least maybe like a basic understanding is probably good. But like you don't need to like completely understand parsing, for instance. Because like I don't even care about parsing. I know a lot of people in our research group don't really care about parsing, for instance. I just got through the first chapter on one of the books you recommended, basically said just write your own parser. Yeah. Parser generator, I don't know. I feel like the parser generator is less miserable, but it's kind of just like doomed regardless. Also I missed this, sorry. Does NeoVim have this theme or something extra? I guess the theme I'm using right now is Tokyo Night, if that's what you're asking. So down here. If y'all would recommend a book, are you a beginner to compilers specifically, or are you a beginner to like, programming in general? Because the recommendation will look very different for that. Okay, I gotta look in for a second. I need to figure out how to do this. Actually, what if I just, at this point, I feel like I spent enough time staring at this. Let's just open up Claude. Yeah, per usual, I don't like doing this, but I mean, again, I do not care about the parser. Programming, there's, honestly, I think any resource like you Google should be fine. I guess, why specifically do you want to learn programming? If you're doing it for like data analysis, the starter resources will probably look a little bit different from like if you're trying to make a website, for instance. Or if you don't know, that's also fine. Okay, let's punch this into Claude real quick. I'm trying to replace replace define macros in a line, and need to separate identifiers while preserving everything else. Okay, let's see. Is there a big field in optimizing the compiling process? I think so, yeah. I guess that's kind of what a compiler engineer ends up doing. What's the Lovon? You're like the definition of consistency? Hell no. There's been a lot of like, there have been like random days I've taken off. If you just like scroll through my like, my channel posts on YouTube, you will find like, hey, I got something today, no stream, or like, my life exploded, I'm gonna disappear for a week, and then I end up disappearing for a month. Are you using grammar specification? Sort of. Like, I guess I'm kind of defining a lot of this on the fly, but I'm trying to at least match the C grammar spec. Programming in general. I don't have like a specific course, but I think like any course that I guess like tries to teach Python is probably a good place to start. Yeah, I think any Python course should be good. It doesn't really matter which one. Okay, let's figure this out. So this is fine. Body other, that is a cleaner name for this. Yeah, we should use other. So this should be, oh wait, we can do that? Oh wow, okay, that's way smarter. Okay, yeah, let's change that. So we can do pectoral plus, which I believe is all of them must be true. So then this is either, so it's not a identifier, identifier first. Wait, what the? Alright, identifier first. I guess I spelled it wrong. So not that. And then it also has to be pectoral, not at. It has to not be end line. And then otherwise it's just any character, which is fine. Okay. Or plus is many. Yeah, okay. So it's like regex plus at least. Oh man. Okay, so now okay, we can just merge these. I do not care. Okay, so we want to until end line. We want pectoral s or. Yeah, why? I don't know why I tried to use list. That was a bad idea. Anyway, let's do pectoral SOR, and let's give it body identifier or body other, like that. There we go. Okay, let me check chat again. Did you ever use IDEs? My first class was in like Eclipse, because it was like Java and it was like APCSA, but I didn't really like utilize it properly. The editor I used for the longest time was VS Code, and it was like fine. I think switching to NeoVim was like really awkward for the first month or two because I had to like relearn how to walk pretty much. But after that point, I feel like I was at least as fast as VS Code because I didn't really use a lot of like the shortcuts. And then after like about 6 months, I would say I was like substantially faster. Just like workflow wise, like if you just like even like if you even just like look at like how much time it takes to like move your hand from the keyboard to the mouse or like keyboard to like trackpad, just like the number of times you do that with a non just like keyboard centric workflow, it like really adds up. And like it doesn't like matter that much, but like if that's something that just like bothers you, I feel like NeoVim will definitely alleviate a decent portion of that. Never know the difference between when I should use AI or just Google it. If you're looking for like, I generally try to Google first, because I think like a lot of the work has already been done with like Stack Overflow posts. But if that doesn't work, or if I have like something really specific, or if I'm just feeling really lazy in some instance, like right now, I will just throw it in an LLM and call it a day. Did you work just via NeoVim explicitly? I tried using like a Vim emulation plugin at first, and then I was like, this sucks, I'm bored. And then I just took the cold plunge, and it was like fine. Very frequently I was like, if there's something I do that I was like, this is really slow, there has to be a better way, then I would like look up if there was a better way to do it, or if there was like a motion for it. Aside from that, there were like a bunch of other like really bad habits I wanted to break. So like I spam like JJJJJ, or like I spam K a lot. There's a plugin, it was like Hard Time NVim, I think it was. Yeah, this one was fine. It helped a lot for the most part. And what it does is like, if you do like a bad habit, it will stop you from doing it. And like, it gets really annoying, but like, it definitely helped a lot, at least. It got me thinking about relative line numbers a lot more. And like, I still do like spam J and K a lot. But it at least helped me break like holding H and holding L very frequently. I still spam like big W, but it's like much less bad. Aside from that, I think like getting used to like, I think the biggest thing was like change in braces for me, because I found that workflow was like really annoying, or like getting familiar with whatever surround plugin you use. I think those are the two other really big things. Okay. I'm not sure what changed here. But yeah, okay. So we have this parsing. Let's rebuild it real quick. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, it's gonna be very unfortunate. I got pinged somewhere. Okay, that's I'm just getting trolled. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works. This should just like not print out a bunch of stuff, to be honest. Oh wait, that worked perfectly actually. Okay, that's a good sign. Let's see. Let's remove that. Okay. So now we want to actually make the actions for these. So body identifier and body other. Oh, yeah, we need to... Wait, what did that print? Okay, yeah, so we didn't do the substitution, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, because we still have just a generic rule for body. And so we want... I already forgot what I was looking for. Let's just split this so we can scroll up here. Let's yoink this. And we can do body identifier, and then we can do body other. And then we need to change this. So this should be token. And then we have to like search through the define macros. And then res plus equals token, I guess. Okay, and then here this is a little bit less interesting. We just do res plus equals in dot string. And then we're done with that. So other we cannot make changes to. Identifiers we might be able to make a change to. So we're gonna do that. So this is gonna really suck because we're gonna be looping through a hash map every time, but surely this will not be too bad. Okay, so let's do... what are we calling these? To replace and replacement, I guess? I don't know. And then we call it define map. We can, I don't know, we'll do something like that. So an if to replace, or if that equals token, then we want to res plus equals replacement, and then we want to return. Otherwise, if we don't find anything here, we just add the token. And this is like really slow, but I think it's probably fine for a preprocessor. We'll see how slow it really ends up being. Is the goal to get C code done to x86? Yes, that's the goal for the whole compiler. The preprocessor just like does all this like macro expansion. Okay, that was still pretty fast. Oh, that's not what's supposed to happen. What's it, Laura? Have you ever tried hardware development with HDL? Ooh. I have looked into it before. And funnily enough, like a lot of the people that I'm really close with are specifically like people that have a lot more experience with hardware than me. But I personally have not done a lot of it, unfortunately. Yeah, HDL is like really scary to me. I also haven't like really taken any computer engineering classes, so it's a little bit beyond my understanding for now, unfortunately. Also, since we're not keeping new lines here, which is really annoying, we might have to add a new line thing for body. Yeah, we're just gonna take these. Let's just throw body here. Let's give it a new line, like that. What were you doing before parsing or before using Pectool? I've been using Pectool the whole time. I did not care about the parser, to be honest. Okay, this replaces correctly. Let's go. We only do one layer of replacement, which is not great. We might have to do another, because we might have like recursively defined macros, which is something I want to address at some point. I think we would do it in the define rule, I think. But yeah, we'll figure that out in a second. Actually, wait, we can do this in a better way. So if let's do replacement. Instead of looping through this, we can just do a find because we're using a damn hash map. I'm not sure why I'm looping through it actually. This is like incredibly stupid. You should not do this. If you're just trying to do a single replacement, you should not traverse the hash map. You should just do the damn lookup. So what we're actually gonna do instead of this really egregious thing, let's comment that out. I don't want to see that again. So we want define map. We want to find token. And what find returns is an iterator. Yeah, so this is I guess like, yeah, this is an iterator. So then we can do replacement, and that has first and second fields. So the first is the key and the second is the value. I wonder if we can do the bracket thing in here. Is this a thing? It's not a thing. Okay, unlucky. We can't do a structured binding with it. Yeah, so we can do this, and then if replacement not equals, so if replacement is not define map, and then res plus equals replacement second, and then return. This needs to be arrow because this is an iterator. Yeah, much better. Cursor's Windows XP. No, it's just the standard cursor, I think. Yeah, this is much better than looping through the entire damn hash map. I actually don't know what I was thinking. That was like a really bad lapse in judgment on my end. FPGAs are Legos for engineers? Yeah, it seems like it, and it seems really freaking cool. I just haven't gotten the time to learn about it yet. Actually, we could make this even smaller. Let's use a ternary operator. So we plus equals, let's yank inside braces there. So that's the condition, question mark. So if that is true, then we give it replacement second, colon for otherwise, or I guess else, and then else is just the token. Yeah, so we can do that. Much, much, much better. Yeah, I'm much happier about this. Okay, is this a ref? That's not a ref. That's fine. Okay. So this should not suck. Okay, let's do that. Okay, it still works. Perfect. What are you building in CMake? The entire project? Yes. Everything lives in CMake. So we have the source directory and have the test directory, and then source has all of these, which I guess makes complete sense. Yeah, and then like these, and then from here is just a glob, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we have this now. Let's commit something. Macro replacement for defined macros. How does testing work for this? Yeah, so I use gtest to write a really shitty harness. I don't have unit tests yet because I've been lazy, but regression testing we have set up in some capacity. So this is like the runner. I guess let's go to the bottom. This is probably the easier place to start looking. So we just have like a bunch of like, I guess if we look at the file directory, we have expected, which is all of the outputs that we have pre-generated for like every possible input, which we have all here. Every possible input being just the test that I've written. And then expected is just like the outputs at every compiler stage. So this is like the AST for inst combine, then HIR, and then like we have like MIR, assembly, and then like LR after instruction selection and regalloc for every combination of like optimizer level. And if I want to do like custom passes, that's where like the S flag is. So yeah, that's all like defined in here, and then there's like a bunch of helpers for that pretty much, which just like parses and then just like runs the stuff. That's, yeah, that's about it. I find it hard to wrap my head around this whole CMake ecosystem. Do you have any advice on how to improve? Not really. It really sucks that I don't have any good advice. CMake has always just been like very miserable. So, yeah, I truly don't have any great advice for it. I've heard people enjoy, there's like a guide somewhere for CMake. I think it was, yeah, the official one was like fine. There's some like neat little exercises. But I honestly think like this is one of the few things that like it is just like less miserable to like LLM out. Like maybe like ask like Claude like a couple things, and then like from there just like feed it things you want to do, and then have it do them for you. It truly is just like not fun to learn. Yeah, I don't think that's the answer you wanted to hear, but that is kind of how it ends up being. I feel like this ties in close to hardware knowledge. Yes. Like the backend or like CodeGen specifically does. Cause like there's a lot of just like random like calling convention stuff to generate, or like just playing with like the ABI. Like today in one of my classes, which is like about like kernel / like low level development, I learned like very explicitly about the red zone. And I immediately thought back to how a couple of months ago I was trying to generate stack instructions and figure out which way the stack pointer was supposed to go. And I was like, why are these all negative? Like, why are the stack addresses being offset in the negative direction? And then I remembered like in chat, like Harold, if you're here, hi Harold. Harold told me like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, so it turns out x86 has this neat little thing called the red zone. And it's like, it turns out you can just like, you kind of just have 128 extra bytes of space past, 128 bytes of space past the, bytes or bits? Surely bytes. But yeah, you have like a certain amount of space past, the stack pointer that you can just use. Yeah, it's a little bit insane. It blew my mind. And then I like found out that there was a flag to turn that off. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, x86 is just like such a mess. I don't like x86, but it's not like I have much of a choice right now. Okay, where was I working? Preprocessor, right, okay. Okay, let's continue looking at this. So we want to look at the define directive. We want to try to do macro replacement on the line, I believe. I don't think there's a great way to do this actually. I think I'm going to leave it to do for this actually. Yeah, because if we have a macro that calls another macro, or uses another macro, we're going to want to be able to replace that as well. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. Don't burn down the house. You know the usual. Just, yeah. Okay, I'm back. Okay, okay. Hello, hello, hi. Well, yeah, okay. Okay. So, I guess we will save, camera, hello? That's not ideal. Okay, there we go. First try. We're actually back now. Okay, so I think this recursive macro replacement, that will be something that we worry about at a future date. It just seems like a lot of work. So we're just gonna like do that, finish, or implement recursive macro expansion. I guess like nested. Not recursive, but this is done. Or this is done. The other thing we want to do now is we want to get this to work with the parser and our like main toolchain. What's it, Victor? Hello to Brazil. Yeah, I've been doing well. Hopefully you're doing all right as well yourself. Okay, let's yeah, let's grr. Yeah, let's figure out where we want to stick this. What's the difference between Vim and NeoVim? NeoVim is a fork of Vim that adds a bunch of things like Lua configuration, and I think a bunch of other features that have been implemented since. I think it has like native LSP support now. It has a plugin manager again, I think. Yeah, it's just like less of a mess to configure pretty much. But they both come from the same source, at least. Okay, so we need to figure out how we parse this now. Okay, let's go to parser. I guess we should move this into parser now. We need to change this as well. Yeah, okay. So then this needs to also change, but I think that's the only place, right? Oh, there's one more in the test runner. I guess that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, we can look here now. So let's go to driver. So we can go back here. We can figure out what to do. I kind of like having this like original parse function. So let's actually let's keep this original one and we'll call it like parse file. And then the other one we'll do parse string. And this should just take input instead. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then we will rename these. This is parse file. And then let's do parse input. Yeah, so we can do, we'll figure out the body in a second. This should do parse input now, or parse string rather. This should not be input. What am I doing? String. There we go. Yeah, we need to fix the return value, but that's fine. And then this takes preprocessed now. Yeah, there we go. Is there a guideline you're working off of or figuring out as you go? I am kind of just like going as I go, whatever like makes sense to implement next. Sorry for bumping the mic. But yeah, it's all just like kind of by it's kind of just all as I fly the plane. Yeah, I don't really have like a great idea of like what functionality I want, so it is kind of just like vibed for better or for worse. Okay, let's go to Pegtool docs. Let's see. Parse. Is there something interesting here? What other types of parse inputs are there at least? Rule reference maybe? If you were to ship it now, it works? Yes. It does work completely for the very narrow subset of C that it supports. Rules and grammars? Or where? Oh, inputs and parsing. Surely this is what we're looking for. File input. Memory input. I guess we could do memory input. That's what we could call it. Oh, we can just do string input. Nice. Wait, let's just do string input then. Yeah. And we can do that, maybe? Or how do we initialize this? Oh, right, we don't... Okay, we don't need the template braces. So we want string input. Wait, what? What? Wait, I'm so confused. I'm confused by this. How's the US market right now? Are you applying to new grad yet? I have an internship for the upcoming summer, so I've not been looking actively for new grad, but I will be looking for that next, or I guess starting this upcoming summer. So I've got a bit of time still. Wait, so how the hell does this work? What the hell? Oh man, this does not make sense to me. Okay. How does string input work in Pegtool? Wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay, so that's like the... Okay. So you get the input and then pre-processed. I guess, I don't know. We'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so hopefully this works though. What's the end goal then? If we can compile to x86 right now, just like getting more functionality in and getting more optimizations in. So like supporting more of C. Oh no. Yeah. So like trying to support more of C and yeah. So supporting more of the C language and then adding more optimizations to the middle end. Oh, right. We have to update the... Oh, that's really annoying. Oh, man. Okay, let's update this top down. We're gonna stream another project after we finish this. I don't think I will finish this, to be honest. I might add like different things as time goes on, but I don't think I will like explicitly finish this project. Okay, let's yank all of that. Yeah, that's just like life. I don't think it makes sense to like explicitly finish a project of this scale at least. Okay, so we need this. Parse string. Okay, so we can do that, and then we can just keep yanking this. I did the wrong yank there. Had to mute for the sneeze. Thank goodness I hit that. It was like a quick time event. Okay. All of this is replaced now. Oh man. Hopefully this works. I'm also gonna need to add a preprocessor test, I think. What happens if I make tests right now? This is supposed to pass all of them at least, so we'll find out the hard way if it doesn't. Hopefully it passes all of them. Okay, sure, that's fine. Okay, so it does like pass all of them. Okay, let's add a pre-process. Here. Yeah, we can do that, I think. Yeah. Give it C. We'll just do that. I don't know. We'll make that a name. Okay, and then we have that now. That should rebuild the test runner. This will skip a lot of tests, I think, at the top, or after this actually, right? Because it's under P. ManuReg takes forever always. Wait, what? Did it even run them? Oh, okay, it did. We just skipped it. Yeah, okay. Like, sure. Okay, we're skipping more and more tests. So let's see. Let's do this real quick. Move parser into parser dir. Oh, I need to format. Oh. Let's go to parser. Move parser to parser dir plus split into string and file parse. Okay, and then let's add source plum preprocessor and parser. What's good, JMac? Hello, Mr. Aura. I would not call myself that. I would implore you to also not call me that, but if that makes you happy, then like so be it. What's that? This. Test runner update for new preprocessor. This is like the worst part about adding new parts to the compiler, because now I have to like actually like add them. Yeah, purple hair, you gotta have aura to rock that? I mean, like, possibly, but like also like I don't know. Self-confidence or like self-worth is just like a very weird thing in general, to be honest. At least growing up, I've always like struggled a lot with self-worth. So like, this has been something that I've also been like thinking a lot about, at least in like the last 2 months. So, I like to think that I'm getting better at it, but I still have a lot to learn. Okay, let's go to test again. We need to update the regression test generator. And oh my god, this is awful. I forgot about how terrible this is. But this is actually not bad. We can just do -E here, I think. Right? Yeah, we can do that. We can do... -P and .C, I think. Yeah, we could do that, I think. Let's go to oh yeah, I do not care Acrobat. Alright, let's regenerate all of this. Hopefully nothing explodes. That would really suck. Many-reg will always take forever. Part of me thinks it would have been faster with Python. Part of me thinks it wouldn't have. At this point, I don't even care. It's just bash slop anyway. Oh man. So we just added a bunch of preprocessor tests for the most part. Actually, let's make test. Let's see if this is all good. If it is, then I think we're in a good spot. Come on now. Come on, Many-Reg. Do your damn thing. Okay. Okay. So this is all fine. Okay, nice. So then get add test regression, generate regression test, update regression test generator, update regression tests. Okay. So that's a really cool place to be now. Yeah. I wonder how much faster this would be if we just like... I kind of want to profile it and see what takes the longest. At least like with Many-Reg. Actually, yeah, I am kind of curious. Maybe I'll add a flag for that at some point. But for now, I don't know why hit gets status again. So we finished this as well. So I think we're sufficiently done with the preprocessor for now. I think we also did some of the runtime library, I believe. So we're gonna do extend runtime library as a later task. Alloc, I think specifically alloc we want to change. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Yeah. So then the next big thing we want to work on is like function prototypes. I think void pointers, I guess the rest of this we can kind of keep going later, but this is like the big thing I want now. And the whole motivation of implementing the preprocessor is so that oh man, English is hard. It's so for I guess for memory, since we have pointers now, I want some way of getting like stack memory, or not stack memory, heap memory. Because right now all we can do is like pointers to something on the stack, which is not very stable. So if we can put something on the heap, that would be nice. So we want some sort of like, so naturally like the obvious solution is to use like malloc and free. So the first problem is I can't compile the standard library with, or I can't use the standard library headers with my compiler because there's a lot of language features there that my compiler doesn't support. So the next step in that layer is to make a runtime library which just like wraps malloc and free. So that's what we call like alloc and dealloc, I guess. It's kind of just a party trick. The idea is just to like indirect the compiler. So the header that we include is completely parsable with the subset of C that we have, and then we just like compile the standard library functions separately. That creates like two more problems. The first is we can't include a header, so that is the whole reason we did the preprocessor. And yeah, the whole goal of the preprocessor is so that we have the include macro, so we can actually include this runtime library. And while we were there, I was like, we may as well do define macros as well, because I wanted to do that at some point. So that is done as well. The second issue with having a runtime library, which is what I want to address next, and probably next time, is that we need to figure out like function prototypes, because if you look at the header, let's actually just go here. If we look at the header, these are just like function declarations without a body. So I need a way to at least parse that. So I think we will do that next time. And we also need to like support this all the way down, I believe. And that will be annoying, but it will be fine. We will make it work. So yeah, that's gonna be our task for next time. And after this is done, we should be able to like use fake malloc and fake free at least. So yeah, that should be good. Actually, what if we inline in the body, now that I think about it? I guess we can't really inline it. That's fine. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to call it for today's stream. Thank you all so much for showing up today. Anything else you're working on alongside this? Not really. It's mostly just this and like research work, which is what I'm going to do off stream now. Yeah, first time through a full stream. That is pretty funny. Yeah, thank you all so much for showing up today, and thank you for 5K. It is quite cool, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already liked the stream, sub to the channel. Check out the description, join the Discord or don't. Add me on LinkedIn/GitHub or don't, and give me money on GitHub sponsors or don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go do my research work now. Take care, y'all. Take it easy, and I will see you all tomorrow.